Hello and welcome to the Downsized Dish. My name is Laraine Durham, and this is our weekly series where we talk to people who have lost weight with a GLP-1 medication. GLP-1 medications are things like semaglutide, tirzepatide, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Wegovy. And which one? An Ozempic. An Ozempic. I've lost over 50 pounds on a GLP-1 medication. And I like talking to people who are also losing weight with GLP-1 medications and seeing what we can learn from each other and seeing how they're doing their journey. Because as we've seen, everyone's journey on these GLP-1 medications are so different. So today we're talking to Patricia. Welcome, Patricia, to the Downsized Dish.
Hi, Laraine.
Hi. Patricia, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm a mom of 3 adult children. I'm 52 years old. And I kind of have a stressful job. I do corporate tax work, so I think that's stressful. But I live in the Dallas area of Texas, and I was divorced, about 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And once I got divorced, I started putting on some weight. And after that, I have epilepsy. So I had a device called a vagus nerve stimulator, or VNS, put in. And one of the side effects is that it stimulates you, right, every 5 minutes for 30 seconds. And it's the same nerve that makes you think you're hungry. So one of the side effects is I feel hunger all the time.
Feel hunger all the time. Do you and you still have that device and it's still making you feel hungry all the time?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
But you know what I think it is I never used to really have food noise.
Okay.
But once I had this thing put in, I'm like, oh my goodness, food is just fabulous. And so it controls my seizures, which is great. Like, I obviously have to have that.
Right.
But the thing is, this makes it a bit worse. And so, I've been single. I started dating this guy who's very physically fit. And he said to me, this is my dog, but he said to me on November 30th, why don't we try 75 hard together? I love being physically fit. And I thought, oh gosh, I am not loving it. I have 1,000,001 excuses for myself.
Yeah.
So on December 1st, I began 75 hard. So you drink a gallon of water a day, and you work out twice a day, and you have to take a selfie of yourself, either shirtless or, with a sports bra if you're a girl, every day. And yeah.
and I guess, did you get through the whole program?
Yeah. And so by Valentine's Day, I had lost 19 pounds.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
The hard way. Yeah.
Yeah, the hard way. And it was just torture for me. I mean, I had to make sure I had eaten first before going to the grocery store, which I obviously we're going to do that. But I knew I'm not going to be able to keep this off. And so I was kind of floating around, and I felt horrible because I'm like, gosh, I am trying to be somebody I'm not. And really, what is my problem? So I went to the doctor, and I was talking about this. And I actually went to my neurologist and was talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at me and she's like, it sounds like this is stimulating hunger for you. And she said, I might be able to get you on a medication to help with this.
Okay.
And sure, she could prescribe it, but my insurance did not cover it. Of course, right?
Yeah. So what did you do?
Well, I actually, she called it into the pharmacy, and obviously the price was, $1,000. And I've actually paid $1,000 for medication before. I take a pretty expensive medication that now has a generic. So fantastic when that happens, right? Because instead of $1,000 a month, it's like $38 a month.
Much better.
But I just kind of was like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this because I'm going to have to do this every single month. Is this really what I want to do? And I waited, right? So I just, I waited. And then I started talking to a friend of mine who was she was on a medication for her type 2 diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And because, you hear you're going to have Ozempic face or whatever. And I thought, well, I don't want Ozempic face. But I started talking to my friend and, she doesn't have Ozempic face and she didn't do anything drastic. And it's just kind of a lifestyle. And so the more I thought about it, and then I heard you could get compounded tirzepatide. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, let me try this. So I tried, and they actually suggested, because I'm not on, the Zepbound, where you have to have that, special shot or whatever, the pen, that I could actually be down. So I actually started at two milligrams. And I thought, okay, we'll just start really light. And they gave me Zofran, in case you get sick or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't get sick at all. I kind of felt that weird, your throat. Do you ever feel that it almost feels full up to your throat? It's not that you have reflux or anything, but it's just, I guess I'm full, or I guess, I'm not wanting a lot of food.
Yeah.
So, but I had been so used to just planning my meals, right? And making sure that I just had an appropriate amount of food and not anything crazy. But what would happen is I would do that and I'd just be like, I think I want tomorrow's meal as well, and I just couldn't help. But I didn't feel that way on this. So I thought, oh, well, I'm probably going to have problems with constipation or with, the toilet in general, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have those problems.
You didn't. That's good. Yeah.
No. And when I went to my doctor, one thing that they did talk about is my blood tests had come back and they said that I had beginnings of fatty liver.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And my family history, my mother and my aunt and my grandmother all had type 2 diabetes. Mm. And my grandmother and my aunt both died of like massive heart attacks.
Oh.
So, yeah. And I thought, I don't want that.
Don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So had you had to struggle with your weight? Was it a lifelong struggle or is it something that came on later?
No, it was just after I got my VNS. I mean,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, and of course I gained weight during COVID, right? Like we all did.
Yeah.
But I didn't lose it. it.
Yeah.
And one thing about where I live is I noticed everybody started walking a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but I just did not feel like going along with that at all. No, I was lazy and I felt bad, but I felt like even if I do whatever I do, I'm not going to change. So the picture of me in the lovely Texas wildflowers, that's me at my highest weight. And it's embarrassing, but I think I carry my weight in my middle. 185 pounds. So
yeah. And how much weight did you lose?
I lost 19 pounds on 75 hard. And then I lost an additional 14 pounds on tirzepatide. So not only have I kept the 19 off, I've lost an additional 14.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I weigh 152 pounds right now. And I think I've got about 17 to go. My goal weight is 135.
And how tall are you, Patricia?
I'm 5'5".
5'5", same as me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Awesome. So did you, during the 75 hard, I think you mentioned like 2 workouts a day. So once you stopped the 75 hard, did you continue to work out once you started the tirzepatide?
Yeah. And my workouts aren't really I don't know. It's not like workouts, right? I mean, it's not, I very rarely was in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm literally just walking for 45 minutes and I'm walking,
Fine.
you know, with this guy. So if Arthur looks fit, it's all my fault because I'm making him walk. So
yeah. Well, you know, all movement matters, right? I mean, that's great. 45-minute walk is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm also drinking a gallon of water.
Okay.
So I have like a 30-ounce Yeti. So I know that I just need to fill it 4 times. And pretty much, you know, that's 120 ounces. So I guess I'm almost there, right? I just need an 8-ounce. Yeah, I just need an 8-ounce glass of water in addition to that. But yeah, I have no problems getting there. And even if I'm close, that's a huge amount of water and it really does help you. Another thing I didn't realize was how many of my calories were liquid.
Oh,
yeah.
What were you drinking?
Oh gosh, Diet Coke, root beer, anything, right?
Yeah.
And I also noticed that was like pretty hard on my digestive system, right?
Yeah.
So I would get stomach pains, you know, just abdominal pains. And I didn't really realize how much drinking all that water is so healthy. And I know I received a comment like, well, couldn't you have done this without tirzepatide, right? I don't think so, because, you know, when you're eating lunch with friends and everybody's getting a drink and you're like, I'll just have water, no ice. I mean,
it's sometimes it's hard, right? Especially, you know, to make choices we know are better for us. So, I mean, I guess I'm intrigued by your particular situation with your, you know, because you have to be on this medication for your epilepsy. Do you think that, you know, compared to before you were on the tirzepatide, do you think it's making a difference in terms of your food noise and things like that?
Yes, because I used to be, you know, it used to be very difficult for me to order a meal and take some home, right?
Yeah.
I would just want to eat it all. Even if I put it in a to-go box, I would open up the to-go box and eat it.
Well, it's sitting there. It's sitting there right in front of me. How can I not eat it if it's sitting right there in front of me? Sure. Yeah, no, I get it.
Try half of yours too, right?
Yeah. So with the tirzepatide, you were able to maybe have some more control over those types of situations.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And so I waited a bit and then I increased up to 2.5 milligrams. So I'm at 2.5 milligrams. And just recently I started splitting my dose on Wednesdays and Sundays. I used to just dose on Wednesdays, which was perfect for me. But splitting on Wednesdays and Sundays really helps because then I don't feel the severe highs where you just feel that weird neck sensation. It's hard to explain. And then I feel the, oh gosh, I'm starting to want all this food. I don't feel that quite so much.
How do you break up? What's your dose on Sunday and what's your dose on Wednesday?
Well, I take 1.25 milligrams, right? Okay. And actually, 1.25 milligrams, which on what I'm on, I wrote this down. I'm on, I think it's like 8 units.
Well, so that's not, the units aren't important because every pharmacy mixes it up differently. So 8 units from my pharmacy might look different. That might be a different concentration than 8 units from yours. So, but you split it in 2. So you do a shot on Sunday with half your dose, the 1.25 and a shot. Huh? Oh, yes, we're not doctors. And a shot on Wednesday with half your dose. And just, as a disclaimer, let me say that I am not a doctor. Patricia's not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I have talked to several people who have done this, who have split their compounded shot into 2 shots. So if that's something you think might work for you, talk to your provider about. I don't know what's right for you. Patricia's doing what's right for her. So, but yeah, I think when you split the dose up, like you said, you don't get that the high and the low because the half-life of the medication is 5 days, right? So if you never have that, if you're dosing every 3.5 days, 3 or 4 days, then you can maintain a more consistent level. How long has it been since you started the compounded tirzepatide?
I started on August 20th.
August 20th. Okay, so today's October the 12th, I think. So
Yeah.
Couple months you've been
Yeah.
going. And
Yeah.
I'm
So
curious.
it's early. It's
Yeah.
very early, but I actually thought, I might as well talk to y'all because
no. Yeah, no, I'm glad you did. You definitely have a unique situation. And I'm curious, why did you decide to start on 2 milligrams instead of the standard 2.5?
Well, I thought, maybe I'll just start, I talked to my doctor about it and I said, I'd like to just start a little bit lower. Medicine sometimes can impact me. And I really just didn't, I just lost 19 pounds. So I thought,
Right.
am I smaller than most people who go on this? And my doctor and I had discussed it. And she said, well, we recommend you start at 2.5. But if you want to start at 2, you can. It's just you might not get up to a therapeutic dose. And I thought, quickly. And I said, well, I'm not really in a super big hurry to be losing a bunch of weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't think I had that much to go. My main concern was I need to maintain this 19. If I can lose more, great. But I need to not get up to 185 pounds again because it's awful. I mean,
that's just not a weight you were comfortable at, not a weight you were, used to being. So, okay, so you know your body, you know how you respond to medicine. So you talked to your doctor and decided to do a lower dose than the starting dose, which I think is great, right? Because everyone is different. You have to know, how you respond to medication. You had just lost 19 pounds. So, starting it off a little bit slower. And it seemed to work out for you, right? So
yes.
Did you start losing right away?
Yeah. And that's really, that's a really weird thing. I mean, for me, I just noticed I didn't have this desire to eat a bunch of food. And I was able then to focus on actual exercise and eating healthy. So I thought instead of all those distractions, I just didn't have the distractions anymore.
Yeah.
So, and what's interesting is my son had recently moved out and he insisted in keeping ice cream in the house. I don't have ice cream in the house. Didn't have it. So there was really, and I don't buy it. Like, it's not one of those things that I typically buy because I don't want the temptation. Yeah. That's the thing. You can't buy that stuff. So all of my children are adults. My youngest is 19. She's still living at home, but she's a health nut. She's always at the gym. And she doesn't want that stuff in the house either.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's good. I mean, you guys can kind of support each other that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I sometimes we do bring ice cream into the house, but not very often because I love ice cream. So, but I have found that sometimes, if we do have like different treats in the house, I'll forget about them. Have you ever done that? Like, I forget that it's in the pantry, and then I go to look, and I'm like, oh, I forgot we have this. Because it's not running through my brain as food noise all the time.
And the other thing is what I have in the front is fruit. I have strawberries, I have blueberries, I have bananas.
Yeah.
I am craving fruit. Are you craving fruit too?
I don't know that I would say craving, but I do try to incorporate fruits. I like blueberry, strawberry, whatever's in season. But yeah, I do try to incorporate those, and those are washed and front and center in my refrigerator. To try to make it. I have bananas on the counter, So,
and those are easy. That's the thing. That's the thing with those other treats, right? The processed foods where it's like they're easy. You just open it up and gobble it down, and it's easy. But for me, it's like, okay, a banana is easy. Strawberries are easy. If I'm really super hungry, like that kind of fills the whole blood sugar thing, and it's not a big deal. I don't have necessarily blood sugar issues at this point, but I think sometimes that's what happens. And then with all the water, I think sometimes when I'm so-called hungry, I was really just thirsty.
Yeah.
but this slows it down to where I'm able to actually make those choices.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
yeah, I haven't really. And then the other thing, the other reason I thought I'd mention, the reason I started slow is I have a history of IBS.
Okay.
And so I thought I might as well try this slowly. I don't want to be in a whole bunch of pain. My doctor
Yeah.
did caution me on that because he said, you, I talked to my regular doctor and I talked to my neurologist about this, and
Mhm.
both of them said, you may actually notice your IBS getting worse. Well, for me, it seems to have settled down.
So
And
IBS is irritable bowel syndrome,
Mhm.
and I guess that means you're in the bathroom more often.
Yeah, yeah. Or like you'll just have, pains down there, and
Uh-huh.
then you'll have bathroom, exactly what they warn you about with tirzepatide. But I'm wondering if maybe what I was experiencing was caused by just really poor eating habits.
Hmm.
Because I had horrible eating
Interesting.
habits.
Interesting. Well, I mean, is it something like maybe now you're eating more fruits and vegetables and fiber than you were eating before,
Yeah, I
and
think
that
so.
helps things
Mhm.
digest? And the water, of course, I'm sure is very helpful.
Yeah. And I noticed that, so I'm less tired, which is
Okay.
interesting. And I've started develop, so I'm 52. I'm a woman of that age where everything's falling apart, right?
Of course.
So I
Me too.
noticed, okay, I'm getting out of bed and I'm walking to the bathroom. The bottoms of my heels were hurting awfully. And I was walking like I was some kind of penguin going to and so I go see the foot doctor. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you have, I forget what he even said, but it's like, yeah, this is totally normal. Maybe you got to stretch before getting up. And I'm
Oh, plantar
stretching.
fasciitis, maybe?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
That's what
I
they
had
said.
that.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
But what I noticed, it didn't matter how much I stretched, it hurt. Like it was awful.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, am I going to have to put these heel cushions in my shoes and do all this stuff? It was so
Yeah.
ridiculous. And so I noticed after 4 weeks on this stuff, my heel pain is completely resolved.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
You didn't have to try. Well, so I suffered from plantar fasciitis also, but this was pre GLP-1 days. So I'm 56. So I don't know when mine started, but I've got special shoes. I have like, they have arch, all my shoes now have like some form of arch support. I rarely go barefoot, but it hasn't bothered me in a long time. So, but that's great that the GLP-1 medication helped with that. You didn't have to go through all that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was awful. It's like, who wants to go through this?
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, I really haven't had side effects. Now, I am on 2.5, so I'm not being very aggressive with this just because
Yeah.
I know sometimes, what the biggest help is online, right? Because you get a lot of support and you can ask all those crazy questions instead of bothering your doctor every day or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, well, I've been on this for 8 weeks, only lost 10 pounds or something. And it's like, well, that's between
That's
1 and 2 pounds. You're
yeah.
doing good. I mean, I've been lucky that usually it is the 2 pounds a week,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not. And, I'm probably a little neurotic in that I weigh myself every morning. Right. And graph it and make a spreadsheet. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've noticed that it is between 1 and 2 pounds on average.
Yeah.
And I just have to, if I'm having a bad day, if I go out with my lady friends and then I realize the next day I've gained a pound, well, that's probably why. Right.
Right.
So, and it also might be the amount of sodium I've consumed. I mean, I think when you do this, you just have to realize you have to have those good habits. And this does help, but
Right.
it's not everything.
Right. So you're still making good food choices. Let's talk about a little bit about what you're eating. What are some of your meals?
Well, so I no longer have to cook for 3 children, right? And
Yay.
it's just me and, well, my daughter has she's a college student
Okay.
And so we really aren't together for meals too often because she's
Yeah.
working and going to school and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I will buy a rotisserie chicken once a week and a bunch of broccoli crowns and some mixed grains, strawberries, because I love strawberries, goat cheese, pecans. And I will make myself a salad with mixed grains, some of that rotisserie chicken. And then I will, put some goat cheese and pecans and strawberries and all that. And I'll pack that for work. And I use balsamic dressing, but I use the Skinny Girl, and it is 5 calories a serving, and it's still good.
Yeah, I've had that. I like those dressings.
Yeah. And so it might be boring that I'm doing the same thing every day for lunch, but you know what? It's easy, it's predictable, and I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And then when I'm home in the evening, I will rip off the leg and the thigh off this chicken with my broccoli, half a crown of broccoli. I'll put it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes, and it's so good. And it's my protein.
Yeah, well, you're getting your protein, you're getting your green vegetable. I mean, that's easy. Rotisserie chickens are really like lifesavers, right? When it comes to chicken. We just got one the other day at the store. Christopher made some chicken soup out of it. Took the meat off, boiled the bone. I don't know. He does some kind of magic where we have soup.
Yeah, he's the cook, right?
Yeah, he's the cook. He does all the cooking. But yeah, those rotisserie chickens are great. Are you tracking your food at all? Do you know how many calories you're eating, anything like that?
Sometimes. Usually I'm about 1,200, which I guess is not that much, but sometimes I'm as high as 1,500. It just really depends. I have my coffee in the morning, and I have I use that Premier Protein in my coffee, which is it's perfect, and it gives me my protein. If I use regular coffee creamer or whatever, or almond milk, it doesn't give me protein. And they have a high protein one that'll give you 8 grams in a cup, but that's about what 2% milk would be, right? That's what they're trying to do. Regularly, it's only 1 gram. So I kind of like it because it gives me more protein. It gives me the sweetness I like, but not too much.
Yeah.
My daughter drinks muscle milk. She likes that after a workout or before a workout.
Okay.
But it has 25 grams of protein instead of 30.
Yeah, a little bit less. Yeah. I don't think it doesn't taste as good to me. Like, you
it's
try the ones that you like, and
the muscle milk is too sweet. The Premier Protein, I guess we're not advertising for them,
although I do say it all the time, put Premier Protein in your coffee.
We will. So I put it in coffee, or what's really good, sometimes when I'm not also having a breakfast, I'll make my coffee, I'll put a whole bunch of ice, and then I'll put the Premier Protein in there and make myself an iced coffee breakfast. And that's really good.
Yeah.
Or I'll do overnight oats. So I have some, like what you would put in a protein shake. I make my own out of hemp protein, and I'll give you the recipe. It's really good. But it is no dairy in it. It's just other stuff. So sometimes I'm kind of like, well, maybe I should stay away from dairy just to make sure that I'm not getting too much, because it's never been good. But now that I'm eating more clean, for some reason, dairy isn't bothering me as much.
So dairy used to bother you, you think, before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the overnight oats, what I'll do is I'll just take some oatmeal. I'll take some, I use almond milk, but you can use whatever you want. You can use Premier Protein in there if you really want to. I take a scoop of my protein powder in there. I throw in some blueberries. I slice a half a banana in there. And then I take, you could take Greek yogurt, or you could take almond milk, has a yogurt that they make. You can put some of that in there. You just kind of mix it up, cover it up, and tomorrow morning you can have your breakfast. And
I need to get back on that overnight oats grind. I've made that a lot, and I kind of got off the track on that. And I think it's great because you wake up and it's there. It's in that you don't have to think about it. You just grab it and eat it.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, when you're traveling a lot, I think that that's harder to do, right?
Yeah.
Then you're kind of going to be at the hotel scrounging around breakfast and be like, I want my Greek yogurt. And I think
Is there any yogurt down here in this?
Yeah. Any yogurt here, maybe a banana.
Oh, let me tell you, when we traveled last week, we stayed in this hotel and they had yogurt in a self-serve. You pulled the lever and yogurt came out. I've never seen it before. Kind of like
Laraine, was it frozen yogurt?
No, it was liquid yogurt. It dispensed like milk out of anyway.
Wow.
It was so strange. I've never seen that before.
I'm just teasing you about the frozen yogurt.
I know. Well, frozen yogurt, it's yogurt, right?
Yes,
Yogurt.
It was fantastic.
Yogurt for breakfast. Yeah, it was fantastic. I pulled this lever, I got a cone. It was great. No, I eat a lot of yogurt. Have you ever tried the Fairlife milk?
No, I haven't. Tell me about that.
Well, so it's something we started eating because I was a big almond milk drinker prior to GLP-1s because I thought dairy upset my stomach a little bit. I did almond milk. I tried oat milk, but then when the Fairlife milk, I started hearing about that. It's like it's more processed and it's got more protein. I think like a cup of the Fairlife milk has 14 grams of protein or something like that. And it doesn't seem to bother my stomach like regular milk used to. So I was just throwing that in there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. That sounds
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
Those are my go-to meals, but I
Gotcha.
don't know. I'm always open to more suggestions because I realize I don't have the perfect idea there.
Yeah. I'm always looking for different things, right? Easy to fix, or minimal cooking, or stuff you can eat on the go is always good. Do you think you'll move up beyond the 2.5, or are you just kind of hanging out there right now?
I might. If I move up, I'm not going to essentially double it at 5 because I always think that's when I've been kind of reading what other people are writing, and it seems like a lot of them then start to have side effects that they're complaining about. And I thought, why would I do that to myself? But I think it would come down to, am I getting the results I want? Right.
Right.
If I'm not getting the results I want, or it's a struggle and I'm starting to really stress about the food noise coming back, then I think, since I'm on the compounded, I think what might be smart is, what happens if I go to 3? Right? Am I still getting that relief? Am I still getting that reduction in food noise? If I'm not, well, then do I try 4? Right? Just kind of for me, I think it might make more sense to just say, okay, let me perhaps be a little bit more gradual. I'm really surprised that they did this. Okay, start at 2.5 and then go to 5. Why?
Well, I don't know. Eli Lilly, they decided that's what they would do in their trials. But I think it's great that you know your body, and especially when you're cruising along on a dose, be it 2.5 or 5 or 10 or 15. If you're having success on that dose, you stay on the dose, right? So only when your weight loss kind of tapers off, slows down, goes to 0, maybe then you think about moving up. And that is the nice thing about compounded. You can adjust your dose to, if you're extra sensitive to medications, you might, want to make those different adjustments. So, I would just say keep good notes and see, how you're doing, and then you're the best. You're the expert on you, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. And I think it's really good with the compounded that we're able to do that we're not just forced to double.
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering, obviously I'm not a doctor, right? But I'm wondering, when they did the research studies, were they finding the biggest drop off was when they asked people to double their dose? I'm wondering if that was.
Well, I think the whole thing about the study where they were trying to get everyone up to 15 because that's where they wanted to see how people did. And they knew you had to start this medicine gradually, right? Because you can't just start at 15. Your body would just not be happy there. You'd be very sick. So it's interesting how they did it, but we're not doctors, we're not scientists.
Right.
What do we know? But yeah, you kind of wonder how they came up with that. So let's see. How's your exercise going now? Are you still walking, or what are you doing now?
I'm still walking. I go to the gym like 2, sometimes 3 times a week. It's been kind of good to be able to bond with my daughter, and she's been showing me all the things that she
nice.
does.
Okay.
Yeah, she can do like 9 pull-ups. She's a beast. She was
Oh my gosh.
She's like 5'1", and she's just this tiny little beast. And so, she's showing me some of the exercises and stuff, but it's like, I'm not as muscular as she was, or as she is. I don't know if I ever will be, but it's kind of good in a way to just have like a great example, somebody who's half me who could do all this stuff. It's kind of,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, well, she is 19.
I know. Yeah.
But it's great to have it's like your own little kind of personal trainer kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's always nice to have someone with you too, especially when you're just starting out and trying to figure out what weight do I do? Do I need to adjust this thing or what? But did you say 9 pull-ups?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm still working on being able to do 1. So,
Well,
maybe.
so how she got to do it is she said like there's this machine that you can do it assisted, and then you could just gradually taper off the assisted part until you can actually do a few of them. So I guess that's how she's able to do it. But she's 19. So
well, that's what my gym has too. So I've been able to taper to 20. So I'm on 20. So I'm hoping to get to 0. So
you're gonna do great. Yeah, you're gonna do great.
But I mean, I've been working on it for 3 or 4 months now. It's hard. So I applaud anyone who could do 9 pull-ups.
I see that. I'm just like, that's my girl, but that's not me. So
well, you should. Have you tried to do any on the pull-up assist machine?
Well, for most of I was a fencer in high school, and I actually had shoulder issues. I've had this one operated on 3 times.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's not for you.
Yeah, I blew out my labrum, like the whole thing. Yeah. But what I have noticed is my joints have been less achy. So since I started the tirzepatide, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking, on the weights with my shoulders, on some of it, I'm kind of thinking, I think they're just less inflamed. I don't know what it is, but
the tirzepatide does reduce inflammation in your body. So that's, I'm not sure, but that's probably what it is.
And the other thing is I love to garden, but I used to be just one of those, dig that big hole for me so I can plant this. Lift that
right up there.
Yeah, exactly. You do that to Christopher, but probably right. So now I'm mowing my lawn like 20 minutes, and that's it. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm on nearly 1/3 of an acre, and I'm mowing it in 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. All right. Go, girl.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm able to do more. And I used to hire a service, and I hired this service, like my service, the old service I used stopped doing residential. So I had to find somebody else. So I have this new company, and they keep letting my dog out. And I thought, and I'm getting phone calls from random people in my neighborhood while I'm at work 20 minutes away. And I thought, no, this is ridiculous. Yeah. And so I started doing it myself. And I was first just angry that somebody else was letting my dog out. And it was really just, my fiery spirit. Well, I'm going to mow my lawn myself. And then I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to need a break. I'm going to have to put my feet up. No, I'm able to actually do it.
That's awesome.
I really didn't think I'd be able to. So this, you would think, oh gosh, what I lost after what I lost on the tirzepatide was 14 pounds. And you would think, oh gosh, well, what difference does 14 pounds make?
A
Oh my
lot.
gosh, a lot.
That's probably almost, that was over 10% of your body weight, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's a substantial difference.
Yes.
So, and if you
Yes.
think about, putting a weighted vest on that's 15 pounds and going out and pushing your lawnmower, I'm sure that would feel a lot, a lot harder.
Yeah. Yeah, it would feel a lot harder. And I
Yeah.
just absolutely, this is probably, why didn't I do this sooner? Like that is one of my thoughts. Like, why did I not do this sooner? Because it would have been a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people are scared. Like I was scared. I was scared of, well, I'm going to have all these symptoms. I think somebody had said to my friend who takes it for type 2 diabetes, good luck with cancer.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, people say the most uneducated, mean thing. Like, why would you?
Very mean.
That's not even true. That's not even a thing. Like, why would you even say that? Yeah. Right. Were you scared of the needle itself? Were you scared of giving yourself a shot?
Well, I used to care for a dog who actually had diabetes.
Oh.
And so I used to give this dog his shots.
Oh.
And just like right in the back of his scruff, right?
Uh-huh.
And he barely moved. And it was kind of funny. Like the first time I did it, I'm there with this like 31 gauge needle. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to hurt. But you know what? It's going to be worth it. And I did it. I did not feel it.
Did not feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Sometimes they give me the 29 gauge and sometimes I get the 31.
I don't know what one, I mean, I have this. I don't know what the gauge is. It just comes with the medication. Is that how you're says? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But on the bag, it says what it is.
Oh,
and so yeah, you feel it more with the 29, but it's not horrible. Right.
Yeah.
So, and even with the 29, it's like, wait, so I won't stuff my face and feel horrible after I do what I can't control. Okay. Right. Yes, right. I'll gladly do this.
Gladly
so,
do. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it really wasn't a big deal. I went and spent the night at my boyfriend's house at one point, and I said, well, I've got my medicine with me and I've got to take my medicine while I'm at your house. And it's a shot. And he goes, oh, do you need me to do this for you? I'm like, no, please don't. I'll do it myself. Not that you can't.
Right.
But if you do it yourself, then you can kind of control when it is and how it feels and all of that. Yeah. Right. So, so it really wasn't a big deal to me. I know some people are really nervous about it. I kind of like doing it. So,
yeah. Yeah, I was very nervous. Christopher had to give me my first couple of shots, but now I'm like, for the weight loss and all the other benefits, no food. Yeah, sure. I'll gladly do the shot. I have to ask you, behind you, is that Wilson?
Yes. Yes. So, I was working at a company where one of the guys did not have any direct reports. I did. He didn't. And so we gave him this Wilson ball and we were all signing it. We're like, well, at least you have Wilson. And so he was cleaning out his place and he said, Patty, I'm moving and I'm getting rid of Wilson. Do you want Wilson? And he FedExed it to me. That's funny. And so I just had to blow him up because he was deflated. So I had to blow him up and it was like the signature of everybody that I had previously worked with and he signed it as well. So it was kind of cool.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, on the movie, was it Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Yes.
He has a volleyball that is washed up on the island with him and it becomes his friend Wilson. And that's paints it with his hand. So I noticed that back there. I'm like, that's Wilson back there.
That is Wilson. Yes.
Do you have any tips or what would you tell someone thinking about starting a GLP-1?
Well, I think most important is talk to your doctor about it.
Yes.
Don't talk to your girlfriends about it. Because I did hear some pretty tough things from some of my girlfriends. And I mean, I love them dearly, but
Yeah.
I think they just don't know. They're not on it.
Right.
They just don't want anything bad to happen to you. That's
Right.
all it is. And they think they're giving you good advice, but your doctor can give you better advice.
Right.
I
That's
wish that
right.
I had been, and here's what's funny is I talked to one of my friends who was on it, and she told me pretty much nothing but good things.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you talk to somebody who's actually educated about it or
Yeah.
who's on it, you might
Right.
hear different things. I know if somebody had said to me, Patty, I'm thinking about a GLP-1, I would be like, well, great. I've been on one since August.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish that I had known about it earlier. I said that already. I think, if you're using an online provider, just make sure it's a provider where you actually can talk to a doctor. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm lucky I go to a doctor twice a year anyway because of epilepsy, right? And
Yeah.
when I go there, if I talk to the nurse practitioner, it's good because if I do have any bizarre side effects, like if I were to need, anything like Zofran for
Yeah.
nausea, she would just prescribe it for me. It wouldn't be a big deal. But some people don't see a doctor that often.
Yeah.
This is my dog, Arthur. He's very involved in my life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Do
would
all your
say,
doctors know that all the doctors know that you're on the medication?
yeah. So Laraine, I actually have a sheet that I print out of my computer that when I go to the doctor, it's literally every supplement I take, every medicine I take. I take biotin for my hair.
Yeah.
When I had COVID, I noticed my hair thinning. So I started taking biotin and it has come back. It's great. But I really do put everything in there because they really do need to know. And when you have a serious health condition like epilepsy, believe it or not, some things really are serious. Like one thing is magnesium for me. I can't have too much of that because it can really cause problems with absorption of my medicine.
Oh,
So yeah, so what I did is I put everything down and, my Centrum Silver Women's, I think he might have, he thinks he's a cat. But I put that down and I put on this sheet, like how much of everything is in there just so that my doctor can see, because if I don't do that, I don't know that they're necessarily going to know what's in Centrum Silver Women's. They might, but perhaps not. Right.
No, that's a great idea. I love that. You just hand it when you go into the doctor. Here's all my medications. Make sure you put them in my chart, and then they can analyze it from there. That's because, and the thing that like magnesium interacting with your epilepsy medicine, like that's
who would know, right?
Yeah.
And so before I had a lot of problems with the epilepsy, I was like one of those people who would go to my doctor and be like, I'm taking this pink pill. It's about this big and it has a line through it. And, and expecting a doctor to know. Right. But they don't know. They're not pharmacists. Sometimes they do. Right.
Yeah.
But not always. I will say, when I would tell somebody who's scared about the needles and all of that, I would say, even if you have to, because you can go to the pharmacy and you can buy your own syringes. Like if you don't like the 29 gauge that come with your medicine, you can literally go to Walmart pharmacy or whatever pharmacy, Kroger, whatever, and you can buy 31 gauge if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you want smaller syringes, they're pretty inexpensive. You do not need a prescription to buy syringes. So
okay, that's good to know.
In Texas, you don't. I don't know. Every state.
I think you can also order them on Amazon. So it must be something that you can do. But again, we're not doctors, so
right. And then another suggestion because I get a lot of people saying, well, I don't want to have to carry around a Sharps container. And so I use a Sharps snip.
What's that?
Oh, I'm like, should I get it out of my?
Yeah, show us.
Okay, I'll show it. I'm at my desk. Like this is where I work. So here's what I have, right? So this, you can just use it right here. You can stick your needle in and it snips. It snips the needle off.
And then you can just,
yes. And look how big this is.
That's tiny.
Laraine, get yourself one of these for your cruise.
Yeah. So it just holds the needles in the little blue, part.
Yeah. And then you can safely dispose of the syringe because there's no needle.
There's no needle in it. How have I never heard of this before? What's it called? A sharp snip?
Snip. Mm-hmm.
I'll look it up on Amazon when we're done.
Yeah.
Add it to my Amazon.
I think it's maybe, put it on your thing. Yeah. I think it's about, I don't think it's more than $15.
Okay.
But these things last like pretty much forever. And I started using these with that diabetic dog I used to give the medicine to.
Oh,
because I needed a sharps container. And like I'm going to deal with this. So I just was like, this is easy. I don't have to deal with it. So
what do you do with it when it's full? I guess it probably varies by your state, but in Texas, what do you do with it when it's full? Do you know?
You can throw it out because you can't take it apart.
Securely,
yeah. Or, I mean, I would imagine if you feel like maybe that concerned, you could probably just give it to the pharmacy, but then you would just buy a new one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. I love that. I'll check into that. Thanks for that tip.
Yeah. So, gosh, but that's it. And I told my daughter this. I told her that I was on it, and she was like, "Well, you look great," and she didn't have anything to say about Ozempic face or anything. So
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we want, right? We just want people to be supportive, right? Because we've made this decision with our doctor. Our doctor has prescribed this medication. So, I think it's important for people to know that it is a treatment, for obesity. So do you see yourself staying on this long term, or what? I mean, I know you haven't had a weight problem for a long time. So what's your thought on that?
Well, when I started taking it, I thought, I have to be prepared to be on it, for the rest of my life. Right.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, right, then that's going to be a little surprising when it goes away. And then I'm going to have perhaps the exact same problem.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if you can see, but like, this is my VNS. My battery's here.
Oh.
And it zaps me like every 5 minutes for 30 seconds.
Oh. Okay.
It doesn't hurt. It's okay.
Okay. Has it been zapping you while we've been talking?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah. Well, Laraine, if I were an opera singer, my career would be over because I do get a tiny bit of raspy vibrato to my voice when it happens, but I don't really notice it. So, but it's just one of those things that thank God somebody created this or I'd be having a seizure. So,
wow, that's amazing. I mean, you never know what someone is going through, right? So.
You don't. And I mean, this literally just looks like a blood vein. And I thought when I asked my doctor, I thought, oh, they're going to say no. They're going to say, no, you're already taking, this epilepsy medicine. You already have this, you're already half Borg with this thing. But no, they were very open to it. And they said, it might not work for you, but, you can try.
Try it. Yeah.
You can try.
All we can do, right? Well, I'm glad it is working for you.
Thanks.
So that's great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show with us today, Patricia, and spending some time with us. If you out there would like to come on the Downsized Dish and tell me your story, you can just send me an email to Laraine@thedownsized.org, and I'll send you a link to our calendar and get you all signed up. It's easy peasy, right, Patricia?
Yes, the hardest part is spelling Laraine.
Right. Laraine.
Yes.
So if you don't spell it like that, I will never see the email. So make sure you spell it correctly, and we'll also have that in the description for you if you remember later. So thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to The Downsized, and that's it. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you next time. I'm Laraine Durham. Bye-bye.
Thanks for everything you do.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.